This is a guide on the fighter class. This class is probably one of the most basic classes out there, but it is insanely strong. A lot of classes will let you do a little bit of martial, a little bit of spell casting. Fighter, though, for the most part, it is 100% melee or range, whichever one you want to do. And it just hits like a truck consistently. For the fighter class, I suggest something like this for your build: 16, 14, 16, 10, 8, 10. If you want, you could totally put these spell modifiers down to 8 if you want, if you're not going to be the face of the party. And I would add in something like this: 17, 15, 16. Um, so that when we get our feet, we could do ability improvement to do one for strength and one for dexterity to get these both to 17 and 15. Um, as a fighter, you get to pick fighting style at level 1. Um, these all do some interesting things like archery. You get a +2 bonus to your accuracy with ranged weapons. Defense gets you +1 bonus to your armor class if you're wearing armor. Um, Most of the time as a fighter, I think you'll go great weapon fighting for your fighting style. This just says when you roll a 1 or 2 on the damage die for an attack with a two-handed melee weapon, the die is re-rolled. So this in general is going to help you not roll low damage numbers when you're attacking with a two-handed weapon. You can look into the other ones if you like on your own. Also, fighters, I forgot to say, they get this action called Second Wind. It's once every short rest, they can use a bonus action to heal themselves. At level 2, fighters get one of the best abilities in the entire game. It's called Action Surge. This is you can use this once every short rest, and it gives you an extra action to use this turn. This is incredibly great as by a level we'll get to at level 11 fighter, they can attack 3 times in a turn, but with Action Surge they can double that to 6. It is crazy strong. It is the thing you want to use if you're like, this is the turn I want to absolutely kill the boss or do something. It's extremely great. One of the best abilities in the entire game. A lot of people will literally have their class when they multi-class. They will literally try to add in 2 levels of fighter just for Action Surge. It is one of the best in the entire game. At level 3, you get to pick your subclass. Um, the gist of these three, I'm going to go right to left this time because champion is the most basic. What it's going to do, the big thing is that it gives you improved critical hit. You usually need a natural 20 for rolling a dice to get a critical hit. This says you can do it with, you can reduce that number by 1. So if you needed only a 20, you could do a 19 or 20 to get a crit. There are other ways to also reduce this to get a critical hit. So you can also, maybe it'll go down from, 19 and 20 to 18, 19 and 20. Right. It's good. It's very basic. It's very straightforward. Um, this there's not a lot else that the champion's going to give you. We can go through some of those subclass features, but it's not going to be a ton. But this is really the big thing for it. The Eldritch Knight is going to give you some spells that you can use. Now, a fighter will use his intelligence modifier to do spells. So if you want to go the Eldritch Knight route, you're going to have to take away from probably your dexterity or con and put it into some intelligence. You can get some basic cantrips. If you're the party face, I suggest getting friends. And you can get, if you want some type of spell, these probably, the thing about this is that as a fighter, you're going to want to be using your melee weapons that are going to do a lot more damage than these spells. So it's kind of, I don't have a great suggestion for what other spells to pick. Maybe you do Minor Illusion for some other type of shenanigans or something, but um, yeah. Then you get access to spells that will cost spell slots themselves. I think there's one that's super good. It's Shield. This is a reaction spell, and it will still use a level 1 spell slot. But when you're about to be hit by an enemy, you increase your armor class by 5. That's really good. So yeah, you see the enemy's going to hit you, but if you were able to increase your armor class by 5, they would miss. This is great to use, so they don't hit you. You also don't take any damage from Magic Missile. It's a spell that an enemy can use on you. It's very niche, that last part, but it can be very good. Other ones you might want to get, maybe Mage Armor, as this is something you might want to use on someone that's not wearing armor. The other ones, maybe I do Magic Missile. Magic Missile is a guarantee hit spell, unless they have shield. The shield spell. So this could be very good. If you are like, hey, I need a 100% to hit them, they don't have a lot of health, maybe you go Magic Missile. And then you get to also, you have this expanded list from all, so it's all the level 1 spells from the wizard that a wizard could learn. Long Strider is very good. If no one else in your party has Long Strider, get Long Strider, apply it to everybody on your team, and you're good to go. The rest of these really niche, and yeah, I probably would just do Long Strider. As you level up as an Eldritch Knight, though, the thing about an Eldritch Knight is that, unlike the other spell casters, like let's say a bard or a cleric or a wizard, they don't get spell slots at the same rate. An example is at level 12, a wizard will have access to level 6 spells, and I'll have a level 6 spell slot. At level 12, a Eldritch Knight fighter will only have access to level 2 spell slots. A significant difference. They get their spell slots at 1/3 of the rate that a typical standard spellcaster would get, like a wizard. So Eldritch Knight is not amazing at spell casting, but if you have nobody in your team that can do any spell casting, and you want someone to get maybe like Long Strider or some defensive things like Shield, it's not bad. Another aspect of the Eldritch Knight is that they bind the weapon in their main hand. So it can't be knocked out of their hand, so no one can disarm you, and automatically returns to you when thrown. This is very good for certain weapons that are great at being thrown, but that don't have the return property. So certain weapons have a return property on them, where if you throw them, they return right back to you. Think of it like a boomerang. Um, so you could throw it, and then it goes right back to your hand, so you can throw it again. The Eldritch Knights can take weapons that don't have that returning property, but are good at being thrown, and they can just it basically gives that return property. So if you make a throwing build that uses a weapon that's not supposed to be returned, Eldritch Knight is the way to go. Finally, there's Battlemaster. Battlemaster gets maneuvers. These maneuvers can be quite amazing, and what you do is you get these. You start off with 4 dices, and to use these maneuvers. You get them back on short rests and long rests, and I believe you get more of these dices as you go on. I could be wrong on that, but I think you start off with 4 for sure. The maneuvers, they all can do different things like trip attacks, self-explanatory. You're going to use one of those maneuver dice, and you're going to deal some extra damage, and you could possibly knock the target prone, which is very good. So you can trip them. There's disarming attacks. So again, you can attack them and may possibly force them to drop their weapon. Some of the ones I really like are riposte. So if someone attacks you and they miss, you can use a reaction to just hit them right back and deal additional damage as well. Another one I like is Fainting Attack. So you use your action and bonus action. So mind you, you're going to use both the green and the orange, but you turn an attack to deal with an advantage. So it's a great way to be able to basically kind of not guarantee, but increase your likelihood to hit someone. You're going to use your bonus action and your action to do that, to get an advantage. It's nice. I do like Trip Attack. Menacing Attack is also very good. It can frighten your target. Also, Precision Attack is good. This is something where you can actually just spend your Superiority die and it will add to your accuracy. And so remember, so we're going to get 4 Superiority die, and let me go back here. Yeah, so they all start at um, 1d8s, or yeah, they're d8, so the 8-sided dice. So, and at level, fire level 10, they become 8d10s. So, like this here, this precision attack, I could spend one of those superiority dies, and so I would roll it, and it's 1d8 right now, and whatever that result is, so if it's like I roll 5, I get to add that to my attack roll, meaning I'm more accurate. I would say Battlemaster is probably the most popular of the subclasses. You'll learn as you level up through this, you get to learn more of those maneuvers. Um, yeah, they don't add any extra like new maneuvers. It's just you just get to pick from this list basically. So if you continue on as a Battlemaster, you get more maneuvers to use. Yeah, no, but I want to show you what it's like to be a Eldritch Knight, so you can kind of see what I mean by getting things at a slower pace. So we'll pick Eldritch Knight as our subclass. Level 4 comes, we get to add another spell to our retina. Just that. We can always replace stuff too if we want to. So I could replace, let's say, shield, and I could pick from this list again of different ones I want to replace. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to replace shield. Shield's really good. So the good thing about fighter is that usually every class gets a feat at level 4, 8, and 12. Fighters get at 4, 6, 8, and 12. So they get an additional feat. For the Barbarian, we picked Great Weapon Master at level 4, but that's because he can get advantage very easily with Reckless Attack. As a fighter at level 4, you could go Great Weapon Master. It's not bad. You just need to figure out some ways to get advantage. Remember, if you're a Battle Master, you could use Fainting Attack Maneuver to use your action and bonus action to get advantage. This would be good to offset that -5 attack roll so that you can do an extra 10 damage. But you might just go, let's go ability improvements. So I'm going to increase these to 18 and 16. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll be more accurate and do more damage, and our dexterity is higher, so we'll go sooner. And the reason why I'm doing that right now is because I know I'm going to get another feat at level 6, and that's when I can get Great Weapon Master. Level 5 comes around, we get extra attack, which is great. All martials get this. It's great. It's going to basically double your power. Okay, so now we hit level 6. And we get our feat. Now, real quick, I want you to understand, we're level 6. We're Eldritch Knight. We still have no access to level 2 spell slots. At this point of the game, if you're a wizard and you're level 6, you had level 3 spell slots for an entire level, and now you're picking, new level 3 spells to do. So, it's, again, you're not going to have a ton of spells or high-level spells as an Eldritch Knight. But it could still get you certain things that other classes might not. Like, again, we talked about the Long Strider. Okay, so we already moved our strength up to 18. We're pretty accurate. Let's do Great Weapon Master. This is a good time to do it. All right, now I finally am at level 7. I get 2 level 2 spell slots. Hooray. Yeah, you also get this thing called War Magic. This thing is just not that great. It looks kind of cool. So it says after you cast a cantrip, you can make a weapon attack using a bonus action. The dumb thing is this, though. When you use that bonus action to attack, it does not get the benefit of using extra attack. So basically, like right now, you could do 2 attacks with your green circle action. Or you could do War Magic, where it says after you cast a cantrip, not a spell, but a cantrip. So not your level 1, level 2 spells. Your basic cantrips, like Firebolt, or something like that, which at this point is probably going to do 2-20 damage, so an average of 11. You can make an extra attack using a bonus action. It's okay. It might have some uses, but yeah, it's just not that great. But we finally get access to level 2 spell slots. The level 2 ones aren't that great because you're probably going to do more damage attacking twice than doing one of these spells. Yeah. Okay. Let's you pick some more stuff here. All right, we're level 8. We get to do another feat. Let's raise our strength to 20. Now we are very accurate. We have great weapon master. We're doing pretty good. As a fighter at level 9, you get this thing called Indomitable, and it says whenever you fail a saving throw, you can roll it again and use a new roll instead. This happens once every short rest. So if you fail a saving throw, you can roll again and hopefully you can save yourself. Alright. At level 10 as an Eldritch Knight, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, it has disadvantage on its next saving throw against a spell you cast before the end of your next turn. This is such a niche thing, and it's like basically near impossible to do anything with this. And the reason why is because all your spells basically cost a green action, but all your attacks cost a green action. So how the heck do you even really use this? There's some weird ways that you can. It's just such a weird, dumb thing to even try to play around, and it's just not that great. But so again, Eldritch Knight, not really my favorite, but I want to show you how, again, we are now level 10, and we finally have 2 or 3 level 2 spell slots. Like we are basically the equivalent right now of a level 3 or level 4 wizard. It's not, it's not so hot. Yeah, pick a cantrip. It doesn't really matter. Pick a spell. Alright, biggest thing, fighter, level 11. They're the only class in the entire game that gets this. Improved extra attack. When you attack, you can make 2 additional attacks now. So Barbarian can't do this. Barbarian or Paladin, Monk and all of them, no, they don't get this extra attack. Only Fighter. Fighter gets to make basically 3 attacks in a turn. Yeah, so it makes 3 attacks in a turn. This is super good. So all Eldritch Knight, Champion, Battlemaster, they all get this to improve extra attack. We can pick another spell. And finally, level 12, we get another feat. I think at this point, there are 2 really good ones. And you could also, depending on how you made your character, one of them you could have gotten instead of that ability improvement. So that one is the Heavy Armor Master. So Heavy Armor Master increases your strength by 1 to a maximum of 20. And incoming damage from non-magical attacks also decreased by 3 while you're wearing heavy armor. So we don't want an odd number of strength, but if we had it, like let's say if our strength was at 19, this would be great to grab. So now we'll go up to 20, and then as long as we're wearing heavy armor, which as a fighter you're probably going to be wearing heavy armor, since it's one of the only classes that have access to it, all non-magical attacks are decreased. The damage is decreased by 3. This becomes super good against, there are certain enemies, especially if you've got this early on in the game and you had some heavy armor on. There's certain enemies that, maybe they can attack a bunch, but it's all low numbers. Like maybe it's like, I can attack you 4 times and each time it hits you for 3 damage. Well, this thing would say, hey, yeah, you can attack me 4 times, but all those times are going to be 0 because I'm going to decrease to 3 damage by 3 each time. It's a good survivability one. It's a great feat for that. I really do think this is one of the best feats in the game. And I show how I could have made my character a little bit different so that I land on 20 using this instead of getting an odd number. The other one to get is Savage Attacker. Super good. Yeah, it just makes it. The idea behind it is that when you roll for damage, you are on average going to have a higher damage output. It's really good. So yeah, we'll just do that for now. Yeah, so you can see here, I'm a level 12 Eldritch Knight. I have 4 level 1 spell slots and 3 level 2 spell slots. I don't have any level 3 spell slots or 4, 5, 6 like the other spellcasters would. Yeah, I can show you real quick. Let me do this. Let's move this down. Okay, so I'm going to keep this at 17, and this at 14, 16, and get my charisma up. And let's make a character now that's a champion. We'll go real fast instead of doing the Eldritch Knight. if my game is not frozen. We go to level 3. Let's do champion. Because Battlemaster, again, they're just going to get more maneuvers throughout as they level up. It's nothing too crazy. So let's say I do champion. If I'm wearing heavy armor, then I want my heavy armor master. Let's go with my strength now to 18. It's great. I get extra attack at level 5. This is great. Level 6. Let's do Great Weapon Master. Okay. Level 7 champion gets proficiency bonus to any strength, dexterity, and constitution checks that you're not proficient in. This is pretty good. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's okay. It just makes you a little bit more well-rounded in your checks, but only for like physical stuff. And then also, this one's really good though. Your jump distance is increased by 3 meters. So you get to jump farther. It's good. Alright, we're level 8. Let's increase our ability points, ability improvement for our strengths of 20. Here's Indomitable. All fighters get that one. Oh yeah, okay, so champion level 10 gets to pick an additional fighting style. So we did great weapon fighting. At this point, maybe I want defense. I know I'll be wearing heavy armor. I'll have some high defense, but I can even be even harder to hit. It's always good. If I have a bow that I'd really like to use as well, maybe I go archery. Yeah, so I'll just do defense for now. Again, level 11, I get that extra attack. And level 12. I'm already at high strength of 20. I can't go above 20 using this. So I'll just go Savage Attacker. I think that would be good. Some other ones are actually really good. Sentinel. When an enemy within melee range attacks an ally, so if you're right by an ally and someone attacks that ally, you can use your reaction to attack them. It's really good. The other one is Polearm Master. Now, if you're holding a spear, halberd, glaive, quarterstaff, you can use a bonus action to attack with the butt of your weapon. That one's okay. It doesn't do a ton of damage. But the real big thing is you can make an opportunity attack when a target just comes within range. So unlike Sentinel, the target for a Sentinel, they need to attack your ally by you. This is just literally, hey, they come within range of your spear. You can use a reaction to smack them. Very, very good. So depending on what weapon you ultimately have, like Polearm Master could be super good. We're using a great sword, so I'm not going to use Polearm Master as it doesn't apply. So Savage Attacker it is. And that is really Fighter. They are insanely good at dealing a ton of damage in one turn. Again, they get to attack 3 times in a turn. Equip my great sword. Yeah, so they can attack 3 times in a turn, which is super good. Compared to all the other martials that do it twice. Remember, they can do this at a level 11. They also have Action Surge. It's only available in combat, but once every short rest, you gain an extra action to use this turn. So again, I can attack someone 3 times. If I have Action Surge, use it, and then attack them another 3 times. It's a lot of damage all at once. Great for boss fights. So that's Fighter for you.